Resume saved, I think. Oh yeah, Earth. That's literally what it's called because it is what it is. Earth. Because we're recreating the entirety of Kerbal Space Program. Best part is, I don't know if anyone's going to be watching. So I could be just talking to myself about the history of spaceflight, the greatest history lesson of all time, to myself, just all going away.
But this VOD will live forever.
True.
You could upload the entire thing to YouTube.
Dang, I was thinking about doing that actually. Okay, there we go. Okay, so
no, I might need to.
What do we start with? You might ask. Oh man, I don't know. Oh man, what? How did the space race start? Well, I made a video on this actually, and of course, the space race started with the one and only V2 rocket.
Are you gonna advertise your other YouTube video?
That's the one I actually want to get views. Gosh, I've worked so hard on that video. Oh, why? So, I think I already did this for the video. The V2 rocket. It should be there. Yes, look at this. The V2. So, of course, what is the V2 rocket? Well, it was literally just a ballistic missile by the Nazis. It actually, one of the single-handed reasons why they lost the war. I mean, it wasn't the single-handed reason, but, the Nazis were stupid. So, they, funded a multi-billion-dollar rocket that they couldn't afford because it looked cool. I mean, the Russians used it afterward. The Americans used it afterwards for their space race, so I guess it was kind of worth. But, it's kind of crazy to think that, they lost the war partly because of this one little thing. Because it sucked. It was literally a trash rocket. But let's use it now. So you might ask, how did it suck? Well, it literally was inaccurate. It didn't use that much explosives because, they used all their explosives for the other stuff. So they ran out of explosives, literally. And they had to just base it off of, physical impact of the rocket hitting the ground. And, of course, a huge rocket hitting the ground without explosive warhead means no explosion. So it just kind of just made a dent in the ground. And for every V2
if it landed
rocket,
on you, it would probably hurt.
Yeah. So how many people were landed on each V2 rocket was launched? 2. So 2 people for this $25 million rocket that was launched, or whatever, however much it cost.
Is that an accurate statistic?
Well, I know yeah. Only 2, on average, only 2 people died for each rocket that was launched, which is pretty pathetic. Pretty pathetic. So, what did it do? Well, it just went like this. Went up in the air. That's basically it. They had a mechanical computer that was and fixed up everything. So they're like, oh man, I really want to, destroy that mountain right there. So they're like, oh, wrong way. And it's like, oh, let me turn my nozzles a little bit to the side,
Are you gonna destroy the mountain?
Yeah,
You're gonna destroy your own base?
Oh wait, we can see some freaking cities there. So they're like, oh man, we're in France. We took over France because they're like, dang, we can't fight the Nazis. So here's France. And what?
Yeah. Watching. All right, this is a trick here. Ready?
So they're like, okay.
So we took this spawn here. Yeah. Ready? I take back the knight. Oh,
I think the V2 rocket went up to Mach 3, so it's pretty fast rocket, pretty cool, but pretty sucky because it cost, I think it cost 2 times more than the Manhattan Project. 2 times. Can you imagine? A failed rocket program, the trash V2 rocket, costs more, 2 times more than the V2 rocket. So you see my rocket going crazy right now? This is actually an accurate representation of what happened, ironically.
A head start on development. Let him have my queen.
So, and then they just let it free fall to the ground. But it's kind of awkward because I'm trying to make it free fall.
The king or block.
Again, this is an accurate representation of what happened with the V2 rocket in the air because it literally,
he's up in Imperial, though, but
it's a trash rocket. So, I'm trying to turn, but... Oh.
So I feel like I attacked this.
There we go. Hey.
Dude, why you be over here?
In the night.
Oh, there we go. Now you might be asking, what was that in the background that I heard? Well, that's Trevor talking to himself, playing freaking Call of Duty in 2020. Imagine.
So you got the right this time.
Teammates.
So yeah, we're playing quality Kerbal Space Program. The rocket's still reaching the ground, about 200 meters per second, pretty fast. Can you imagine going 200 meters in 1 second? I can't. I don't think that's ever been possible by one human before. No way. Who hasn't gone to space?
Is the speed of sound not that quick?
Dude.
I don't know what the speed of sound is actually. How many meters are in a mile? Like around like 1,000 or something.
No, I think it's like 2,000. Isn't it like 2 kilometers per mile? 2.2?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's something like that.
So you're going in an 11th of a mile, so 9% of a mile per second.
Well, how fast is like 1,000 miles per hour? Oh, not good. Again, what you're seeing right now is an accurate representation of what would be happening for the V2 rocket.
Oh god, unlucky. Go next.
But it's ironic. The person who helped create the V2 rocket, a literal Nazi, by the way, literal Nazi, I forgot his name, Van something. He was hired by, of course, the U.S. government. And
Project Paperclip.
Yep. And he became one of the most awarded NASA chairman or whatever. And they said without him, they would not have gone to the moon. Kind of crazy what can happen after you become a Nazi.
With this knife.
And bada bing, bada boom. So awkward. So actually, that's pretty good because that's literally what basically happened when the warhead hit the ground. Nothing, because it was trash.
Shit.
If you don't believe me, look it up. Or, better yet, watch The History of Spaceflight by the Dancing Taco, the first episode. Pretty good representation.
Let's go to.
So, we're done with that.
Now